We are Dean and Janice Langdon.
And we have been members at Lincoln First since early 1997. So we've been here for about 23 years.
My name is Debbie Cooley, and I've been a part of Lincoln First United Methodist Church for about 24 years. Came here from the Havana Methodist Church after my husband and I got married, and we searched around, and this was the church we landed on. I would say the thing I love most about Lincoln First is it feels like you're coming into a family reunion every weekend. Like when you walk through the doors, everybody's there greeting you. Everybody wants to know how your day is, how your life is, how your kids are. And even during my kids' teenage years, which were really hard, they always said that this is what kept them grounded, is coming through those doors and people hugging them and telling them they're beautiful and just accepting them even when life is hard.
You know, from the first time we arrived, the people were so welcoming. We just got a sense of welcome and peace and friendliness.
And we had moved into town and didn't have any friends or family when we came, so it was very comforting to know that so soon we were just brought into the fold and made to feel welcome.
And how has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted your family?
You know, I feel really guilty in saying this, but it actually brought us closer together. I've worked at State Farm now for 27 years, and I get to be at home, and my husband is actually working outside the house for the first time. So usually he was the one at home with the kids and I was away, but since the pandemic hit, I get to work from home, and I spent more time with my college-age girl during that time than I ever have in her entire life. Actually, COVID feels like a blessing. I mean, it just slowed me down and let me remember what was important in life.
Well, 2020 has been just a really interesting year for us, not only for COVID. I lost my father this summer. Our daughter has had some health challenges. We lost our poor dog back in April, and so in addition to all of that, we've had to work from home. We haven't been able to get together with family members as much as we would like, and I think we're all feeling as isolated as really everyone else during this time. It's been a challenge.
We are part of a small group, so have really felt lifted up in that way. Even though we can't be together here, we're together with our small group through our Zoom calls once a week. I guess it's not Zoom, it's some other call, but that way we could at least see each other and just carry each other through all the difficulties that have happened because of the virus and everything else that's happened on top of that.
So what led you to give to the Quarantine Assistance Fund through our church?
I really saw it online for the first time, and you know, our preachers here at the church have for the last several years said, you know, if you feel like you're being blessed, you need to be a blessing, right? So I've been able to save money from not driving back and forth to work. I've been able to save money from not going on trips and not going out to eat. And so I felt called. It seemed like there were so many people out there that didn't have things during this COVID-19 issue, a lot of people losing their jobs. And I didn't know what to do to be a blessing anymore, right? I'm kind of in a shelter now, and I'm not out there with the public, but I trust that our church, I trust the leaders of this church to make good decisions on who they're helping and how they're helping. So I wanted to give to that fund and trust that they know how to share that money.
think over the last several years, we have just tried to be more open to God's plan, to the idea that comes forth, and then ask ourselves how we can further assist with that. And so when the Quarantine Assistance Fund opportunity became available, it just seemed like a natural conclusion for us that we would want to be a part of it and give a little bit of what we had already been giving plus some.
And we appreciate the leadership at the church looking to God for direction in how we can help outside of these walls, and are so grateful that we can just be a part of that greater vision that God is leading toward.
You know, we've already taken some really important steps with our Safe Kids, Safe Families program, with the Kids Club, in being even more integrated into the community. That's just such an important direction, because the church is in the middle of this community, and the community is a part of the church. So anytime we can connect all of those parties in a really meaningful way, I think, that really is the work of God in Lincoln and Logan County.
I have a big heart for kids and helping them through the hard times in life, which a lot of them don't know how to get through it, and maybe their parents don't know how to get them through it. So I really hope we move forward with how do we help kids get to that adulthood and be prosperous and be helpful and be a blessing, right? How do they get to the right kind of feelings as an adult where they want to help others?
The interesting thing about all of us being isolated during this pandemic is that sadly our circles sort of shrink around us. So we have a close relationship to many of our friends and family that are close, but there are an awful lot of people that are hurting just beyond that circle that maybe we don't have direct knowledge of. So this gives us an opportunity to help those folks out, because we know the church is also trying to seek out the best way to use that money.